Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee reports 365 COVID-19 tests carried out since our last report on Wednesday. All were negative for COVID-19. Because the vaccination clinic was closed yesterday, there are no new numbers on the national vaccination program for COVID-19. However, the clinic did resume at Owen Roberts International Airport today. We'll bring you that information in the coming days. As we reported yesterday, Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee says it is important to take advantage of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines that are available right now before the stock expires in June.
It is protecting people very well indeed. We know that from the real world examples of Israel, which have vaccinated pretty similar numbers to ours, a little bit ahead of us, but I think they're a very good example for us to follow. And of course, United Kingdom, who are a little bit behind us. But in both of those countries, despite the fact there are variants of concern, they've in fact dropped their infection rates right across the board. And Israel has already started to open up as of about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And now the United Kingdom is beginning to do so as well. So we're in a good place to have vaccines in the country, but we need to increase the vaccination rates.
The Public Health Department will be offering the vaccine at Cayman Bay in the Old Mac store tomorrow. You can get the details at hsa.ky. Police are reviewing video footage after a local doctor's office is targeted by burglars. Doctors Express says around 4:45 a.m. Wednesday, the alarm system sounded and police were called to the scene. They say the suspects reportedly only took cash before taking off. No one was hurt. Director and General Counsel at Doctors Express, Samuel Banks.
We're thankful that this incident took place when our facility was closed to the public and that none of our staff or patients were present. We have an extensive high-definition infrared surveillance system covering the premises and have provided footage of the perpetrators to the RCIPS. We also continue to work closely with the RCIPS in hopes that the perpetrators will be apprehended quickly so that no other businesses will be similarly targeted.
The matter is under investigation. Of course, if you have information, contact police. While there's no sign yet of the deadly stony coral tissue loss disease in the Sister Islands, officials with the Department of Environment are already at work trying to prepare people there for the possibility. The DOE is now on its second round of visits to the Sister Islands, and Senior Research Officer Dr. Croy McCoy tells Radio Cayman the work so far has been well received.
Well, we've had a lot of community buy-in with people that are willing to help. The magnitude of this is far outside of the DOE resources and manpower, so we've reached out to the public and most of the divers on each island, and we're hoping to train them and bring them up to the level that we're at so that they can help us in applying all these mitigating factors as this disease moves through our reefs.
More than 20 species of Grand Cayman reef-building corals have been impacted, and Dr. McCoy says the hope is to have some impact in the long run in saving the majority of corals on our reefs.
It is a very serious problem, not only locally in Grand Cayman, and we hope it never reaches the Sister Islands, but we're hoping to prepare them over there for if it does arrive there, that we have mechanisms in place to deal with it.
Stony coral tissue loss disease was first reported in Florida in September of 2014 and has since spread to several locations across the Caribbean, including Grand Cayman. You can find out more at doe.ky. The Community Emergency Response Team says they are always open to new volunteers.
We're open to every and anyone that wants to be a CERT member. We don't restrict persons. We just want persons who are eager and willing to commit to being a CERT member and just have the understanding that once they become a CERT member, they're now a part of national emergency structure, and they can be called upon anytime, so they just need to be ready and committed.
Hazard Management Cayman Islands Preparedness and Planning Officer Teresita De Silva says that the 18 new CERT volunteers recently we reported on completed Phase 1 of the training, but there are more opportunities available.
We will be hosting another 2-day intensive course on July 17th and 18th, and we're just welcoming anyone who has ever been interested in this CERT program or who would like to learn more about the CERT program to provide their information and just become a member that can now contribute to the community and increase the resiliency. As we've seen in 2020, there are a number of different hazards that can take place, not just hurricanes or earthquakes, but there can be isolated incidences where you can be beneficial in responding to it. So the training can provide you with these skills, and they're great for everyday life.
If you're interested in becoming a CERT volunteer, contact Ms. De Silva at teresita.desilva@gov.ky. More than 900 delegates, 3 countries, 1 regional event. Cayman is just a week away now from the annual Economic Outlook Forum.
The goal always of the RF Economic Outlook is to bring global perspective to our islands and really help us focus on what's happening geopolitically, economically, in terms of digital disruption in particular this year, and distill that information at a local level, which helps us guide how we set out our business plans for the year, how we conduct our lives, and how we really operate here.
Event coordinator Nikki Callender tells Radio Cayman, having begun as the Cayman Business Outlook, the event is now morphed into the RF Economic Outlook, with expansion into the Bahamas and Barbados. The event features speakers from all over the world who provide a, quote, unique and knowledgeable perspective. Welcoming delegates from across the Caribbean, RFEO 2021 also provides a forum to discuss regional issues, from tourism in a post-COVID world to the risk of natural disasters on small island economies. It's also being open to students.
We cover such a diverse range of subjects and influences across the day every year, but this year, as you say, on a virtual platform, it's really relevant for everybody from every sector. And this year, we're really excited to bring on board 100 students from each region. So the conference is taking place virtually in Cayman, Barbados, and in Bahamas. There'll be 100 students from each market who'll be able to share and hear from these experts on these subjects.
This year's theme is Global Digital Disruption, Threat or Opportunity, and it all starts at 9 a.m. on May 9th. Email info@rfgroup.com for registration information. Cayman's getting a new program to help cultivate a love of reading for the country's youngest residents.
Thrive by 5 is an early childhood literacy program. We've carefully selected 8 preschools that we're going to go in and offer this program.
Executive Director of Literacy is for Everyone, Juliette Austin, tells Radio Cayman they've teamed up with the Early Childhood Association to launch the program in September on International Literacy Day.
Thrive by 5 offers a kind of 3-pronged kind of program. The first thing that we do, we go in and offer our, life's kind of signature curated classroom library. So we make sure that books are everywhere. Then we offer professional learning. We've got a video education series, and we've had contributions from some of the island's specialists in education. And the third, the kind of element that I'm really, really excited about is the family engagement.
To find out more about this and other LIFE programs, visit life.org.ky. A Strategic Human Resources Officer snags the February Employee of the Month honor as part of the Deputy Governor's Award Program. Loretta Mack of the Portfolio of the Civil Service has been recognized for delivering an outstanding customer experience. Deputy Governor, the Honorable France Manderson.
She processes high volumes of data under tight timelines, and in this role, she serves as gatekeeper for confidential and sensitive employee information. I have not met anyone who has upheld the privacy and integrity of employee data as Loretta does.
Ms. Mack joins January Employee of the Month winner Sherelle Clark, and both women are now contenders for the coveted Employee of the Year award. That is your latest local news from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm April Cummings.